Greetings and welcome to CED 509, better known as Counseling Ethics and Legal Issues for School Counselors. I'm your instructor, Dr. Witherspoon, and I just want to welcome everyone that just got into the classroom. We had to modify some things, as you learned, because the registration date was pushed back until January 21st. So we had students in class January 4th and the week after, and then the university said, you know what? Let's register for another week. So everybody's here, all 21 of us, and we're going to just kind of talk today about what to expect for the next couple of weeks. So you'll start with the modified course schedule. If you haven't already, go into the link where it says course syllabus and download the modified course schedule. The assignments themselves will not change, just the dates when things are due will. So definitely do that. In addition, make certain you're checking your SC State emails. Every announcement, every email that comes directly from Blackboard goes directly to your SC State email. So it's really important that you check Blackboard on a daily basis. Make sure you're keeping up with any announcements or emails so you'll be fully informed as to what's going on in class. That being said, our assignments deadline, because we had people register at different times throughout the semester, all assignments from asynchronous online learning experiences 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be due next Sunday, January 31st, 2021 by 11:59 p.m. So that means the course orientation module and your Padlet assignments. So all those things will be due within those 4 asynchronous online learning experiences by next Sunday, 11:59 p.m. So, something I just wanted to go over with you very quickly about the Padlet assignments. Be certain to write your names so you can be identified. I have to go back and forth to kind of get a sense of who wrote what. So make sure you're writing your name so I know who you are. Also, read the prompt carefully. In your introductions, one of the questions asked was where you were from. A few people told me where they were from. A lot of people told me where they lived or where they resided. So make certain that you're looking at the prompt, sentence for sentence, and give it what it asks. So again, those are some people that told me where they were from. Some of you told me where you lived. Go back and read the prompt again, and it'll make sense. Also, once you post on Padlet, remember to go to Blackboard through the assignment link and type in the right submission box, I've completed my Padlet. That way I can grade your Padlet. So just make sure that you remember that the next time we do a Padlet assignment. So your discussion topics, we did one for the course orientation module just to get you acclimated to doing discussion topics. We're going to go a little bit deeper when we start adding resources using the APA 7th edition style, publication manual style, to cite your resources. So we'll talk a little bit about that later. And 2 things, like once again with the Padlet, make sure you read the prompt carefully and thoroughly, and also remember to provide a substantive response to 2 classmates. So when you respond to your classmates, many of you are great with, oh, this is what I was dealing with, and then you connect your response to your classmate. But then when the probing question came, we went into reflection land, and that's fine. There's always going to be times to reflect, but you need that probing question. How did you feel? What was that like? Remember the probing question. Go back to your syllabus and read the directions and instructions for discussion topics, and it'll make a little bit more sense. So our first synchronous session is going to be next Thursday, February 4th, 2021 on Zoom at 6 p.m. A few things that would be helpful when you are engaged in synchronous sessions, particularly on Zoom. And I know many of you are either Zoomed out or Microsoft Teams out, or just, this whole remote thing is kind of getting to you. But the one thing that makes it effective, if you're sitting at a table, so if it's your kitchen table, a desk, it's really, really good to be sitting at a table. I know you're tempted to sit on your bed. It's comfortable. I can just put this here on my bed, prop this up on a pillow, everything will be fine. But anytime we sit on a bed, let's face it, we want to sleep. And so we don't want you to fall asleep during the class because we want you fully engaged in the Zoom session. Make certain that you're inside. I've had students in the past playing basketball, walking outside. You're in class. So kind of, if you're going to be, even if you're going to be outside, sit at the table. But we kind of want to avoid that because we hear the background noise of the neighborhood, and we want to basically put you in the mind of being in a remote class. Mute your phone and your television. And I understand some of you have families. Business is going to be as usual for some families, but if you can, definitely mute your phone, mute your television so you can fully concentrate on what's going on. Reserve other activities for after the session. I've seen everything from people getting their hair done to people doing their nails, having full-on conversations with people in the family. That's not the time for that. So yes, we all have a million one things that we have to do. A million one things that, we have to kind of find times to get things done, particularly because of the way we're doing things now during the pandemic. That's not the time for it. Another thing when it comes to reserving other activities for after the session, this is also not time for you to do other people's work or to do other things, to wash your dishes, to clean up the house. No, I'm in the class, but you have to be participating actively. So if I call on your name and you're stirring the pot because you're cooking, that's not participation. So reserve those activities for later. It's an hour-and-a-half session. We're not going to be there all night. Kind of schedule that for another time. We also need you visible. We need you visible. I love to see your handsome and beautiful faces. We need you visible so we know that you're participating. And I'm guilty of this. I'll turn on a meeting because when we were all coming to the campus, there were times I had to listen to a meeting. I didn't necessarily have to participate in it. It's just information, maybe about a grant or what have you. I could have it on in the car like I was listening to music. But if you have to participate, you're going to want to pay attention to the phone while you're driving. That could be disastrous. So be very careful with that. It's one thing if you're sitting in your car, because I know some of you have to sit in your car. You're waiting for children. You have other obligations. But be very careful driving while being in a Zoom session at the same time. Because we want active participation. There'll be breakout groups. There'll be things you'll be doing with your classmates. We want you fully engaged because you all, just in the Padlets themselves, I've seen some wonderful answers, some wonderful thoughts, and you want to be able to participate with your classmates thoroughly because you bring some wonderful contributions to the course. So if you have any questions, you know where to reach me via email, swithers@scsu.edu. Monday through Thursdays, very much available. We respond within 48 to 72 hours. Friday, a little bit less. On the weekends, I rarely am engaged in so many emails. I'll see them, I'll get to them. Sundays, I do not respond to emails. I do not respond to texts. I do not respond to phone calls on Sundays at all. So if you're calling, which is in my remote office hours, Mondays through Thursdays, 2 o'clock to 8 p.m. I don't answer right away. Sometimes I'm in meetings. I have a bunch of meetings this week. So if you don't hear me right away, if you have to shoot me a quick text, you can. But I'm in a lot of meetings if I don't get back to you right away. And again, this is where you can reach me. I'm looking forward to the rest of the class and meeting you all via Zoom and all the other contributions you have for this course. Thank you for listening. This is Dr. Witherspoon, your instructor. Hope you all have a good day, and remember to bring that bulldog tenacity. See you in class.